Hey, yo, this is Pharoahe Monch, straight from Queens, New York, and right now you are locked into Toasted.
All right, I'm here in the Park Hotel in Amsterdam with the legendary Pharoahe Monch. How are you doing?
Good, man. I can't complain. Traveling is heavy, but we got a show tonight, so I'm excited.
Especially with the warm weather here, eh?
Yeah, man, it's blazing outside. Luckily, we in the cool air conditioning.
When I heard organized confusion, especially prisoners of war releasing hypnotical gas, like it blew my mind. And then I looked back on it because I was later on when I got into it, and I looked back on the dates, and I saw you must have been like 19, 20 when you wrote those songs. Like, how did you come up with such themes?
Well, I think one of the things was I was an artist from day one, from the cradle, from the womb. You know, I was always drawing and into art and into my imagination as a kid, and I think I've managed to keep that till now. Went to art school, read comic books, as well as a part of a hood environment. So when you're growing up, you know, you want to express and you need an outlet. I found that through art, but then when I got to school, art school, I saw that I could express it through my words even more. And so I wanted to take, you know, all that I've learned through the films that I like and the themes that I like, and I wanted to express that in song the way that I liked it, which is film and animation and comic books. So I think that's where those ideas came from back then.
I know it's a long time ago, but for those two, especially those two songs, what were like the movies or the comic books or the normal books that you like were influenced by?
I was heavily Spider-Man and X-Men and, you know, into those vibes, especially the animated Spider-Man. Even the theme song to that was, I used to watch that and I used to be like, this is hot, this is hip hop, this moves me in a way, you know, that art is supposed to move you. So even the creators of that theme music in the 70s were about art, you know, because that's what art is supposed to do. It evokes an emotion. And, you know, that's what it was back then, and that's what early age hip hop was, and that's what I gravitate to now. So that's, you know, I was fortunate enough to come up in an era in hip hop where those elements, the 5 elements, were pretty heavy involved in the movement, and it forced me to want to add on to that in terms of paying an ode to the people who made it possible for me to do it. So when Organized Confusion was created, the mentality was, you need to add on to the theme of this and bring something to the table of what this is. It isn't just a job, it's deeper than that.
I read that you were influenced by it by Coltrane, like saxophonist, and I find it funny because I find you like an evolution of Rakim.
Well, again, you know, you're listening to an instrumentation of someone who's interpreting a feeling, a mode, a story, almost a lyric, through notes, melodies, rhythms, and runs. And with Coltrane in particular, he had tones and runs that evoked different feelings in me, that made me see different colors, or what's going on in this love story, or what's going on in the black community, what's going on in America while he's writing this song. What is this song about? I want to write the lyrics to this emotion. Not only that, some of the runs required a certain type of breath control, and the way it would ramp up or flux just inspired me to write and not want to write in the same tonnage that people were writing in at the time.
Coming back to the lyrics, like I said, you wrote very complex stuff. Nowadays we have Rap Genius, and I saw you contribute to yourself. You think it's a good thing, or does it take away a bit from the mystique, and sometimes people interpret it wrong?
I try not to do it too much. I try to leave even mistakes there for people to misinterpret. Sometimes I see misinterpretations that's better than what I even wrote. And I think that's what it's all about as well, you know?
To come back to your more recent stuff, personal PTSD. It was very vulnerable, very like it talked about depression, addiction. Hip hop is a lot of times it's very masculine. Was it hard for you to bring that?
Actually, it wasn't. I'm comfortable in my skin and I'm comfortable with where I'm at as an artist. It was a challenge in that I knew that for me to be satisfied, I couldn't just call it that without going in depth about some of my own issues emotionally that I've had throughout the years with medication and asthma and sickness and finances and hard times and what have you. So I just wanted to show that side of what music industry and MCing is about, because I'm usually rhyming from the perspective of an inanimate object, a bullet or whatever. So I wanted to give people a taste of who this guy really is underneath his skin.
Would you say this was your most personal album?
Oh, definitely. I think it goes into personal experiences, so, and not just fantasy rap or metaphor rap. You know, this is personal experience of pain, but through the pain, coming through and persevering, and those are the songs I like to write.
The funny thing is that Side Effects, I listened to it, and I was in New York last winter, and it was exactly the same on TV. Like, you see the commercials, and it's like that.
And that's what's mind-blowing. You know, they offer you a drug. They offer you a drug for one thing, and then in that same moment, the thing that it's supposed to aid creates 15 different other problems, and you're like, what's the point of taking something that's supposed to help you? And it's not, you know. It's just a Band-Aid, and the key to that is education about avoiding those problems from the get-go, you know.
How do you think that education there is in America about these type of things?
It's not, because Food and Drug Administration and pharmaceutical companies control, you know, a great portion of government and politics and funding, so that's always going to be a mainstay.
What is there to change besides, like, you provide the music? Like, what would you say, like, if you could talk to Obama for now, what would you say to him about it?
I would say to all governments, especially American government, what obviously they're not trying to do is educate, and educate to be educated in terms of the dietary issues, which is like number one cause of most things in your way of life, and about avoiding these issues as you get older, you know. But it's capitalism, so companies push products and commercials and you know, these products on the people, and you're inundated with just an over amount of media that pushes this food and these poisons, and it makes money, and that's what it's about. Eating healthy, you know, is not always expensive. It's about planning and education. You could go to markets and buy fruits and vegetables at marketplaces. It's knowing where to go, knowing how to preserve, and knowing how to prepare, and it's changing a lifestyle to whereas this type of thing emulates what business is about. Business is about short shelf life, quick fix. This is fast food. Eat it now, you're hungry again 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, eat it again and again, because you don't have time, because you're watching this next commercial and you got to go to work and you got to travel. Who has time to, you know, juice a cucumber? Who has time to, you know, steam vegetables or whatever? So our time and our mentality and our minds are being taken away from us and controlled, and yet pumped and inundated with, you know, these commercials. it's mind control.